Number 4, Isabella Duran. Isabella began playing field hockey in 7th grade. She plans to attend college and major in business. Isabella plays golf in the spring for Hunterdon Central and is a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Ski Club, Key Club, NT, Teen Ministry, National Honor Society, and the Art Honor Society. Her favorite team memory is freshman year runs in the pit field. Isabella is escorted by her parents, Deb. Next up, number 5, Isla Holland. Isla began playing field hockey in 9th grade. She plans to attend college and major in civil engineering. Isla plays lacrosse in the spring for Hunterdon Central. She is also an officer for the Math Honor Society and a member of the Habitats for Humanity Club. Her favorite team memories are freshman year, FaceTime calls, and singing on the bus rides to games. She'll be welcomed by her parents, Pegan and Chip. Next up, number 6, Celino Ito. Celino began playing field hockey in 7th grade. She is planning to attend Baldwin College and play Division III field hockey and major in biology and on the pre-med track. Celino does track and field for Hunterdon Central, is a member of the Model UN and International. Her favorite team memories are when Olivia slide tackled Sienna at practice and Sienna face planted on the turf, and when we won the conference last season against Pingree. She is also escorted by her proud parents, Rimi and Tasuki. Next up, number 9, Cassie Stallwood. Cassie began playing field hockey in 7th grade. She will be attending Stockton University to play softball and major in education. Cassie plays basketball and softball at Hunterdon Central. She is also a member of the Connect Club. Her favorite team memories are sideline celebrations last year and winning the conference. She is also represented by her proud parents, Becky and Scott Stallwood. Next up, number 11, Neve Fraunberger. Neve began playing field hockey in 6th grade. She is planning to go to Rutgers or RVCC and either start her own real estate developing business or be a childhood psychiatrist. Her favorite team memories are the pasta parties and the team bonding activities. She is also here with her proud parents, Heather and John. Next up, number 14, Mackenzie Cafaro. Mackenzie began playing field hockey in 7th grade. She is planning to attend college and major in business management. Mackenzie is captain of the bowling team and plays flag football for Central. She is also an officer of the Red Cross Club and a member of the National Honor Society. Her favorite team memory is getting ready for the football games on the bus ride home. She was also met by her parents, Joni and Gavin. Next up, number 15, Sienna DePaulo. Sienna began playing field hockey in 6th grade. She is planning to attend college and major in secondary education. Sienna is the captain of the bowling team and plays flag football for Hunterdon Central. She is also a member of Rho Kappa and the National Honor Society. Her favorite team memory is freshman year Turtle Face. She is also met by her proud parents, Mary Jo and Michael. Next up, number 16, Madison Rayer. Madison began playing field hockey in 6th grade. She is planning to attend college and major in pre-med. Madison is president of the Spanish Honor Society and an officer for Habitats for Humanity. Her favorite team memory is when we had to do a run after the whole team ate at Buffalo Wild Wings her freshman year. Everyone was so full, it even made the run feel 10 times longer and harder, but we all remember it was a fun day. She was also met by her proud parents, Mariella and Michael. Next up, number 24, Maggie Scally. Maggie began playing field hockey in 7th grade. She is committed to Monmouth University to play Division I lacrosse, where she plans to major in business with a focus on finance and economics. Maggie plays lacrosse and basketball for Hunterdon Central. She is also a member of the National Honor Society, Rho Kappa, Science National Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Habitats for Humanity, and the Christian Student Ministry. Her favorite team memory is defeating Pingree on senior night last year to become conference champs. She was met by her proud parents, Michelle and Frank. Next up, number 26, Olivia Joffrey. Olivia began playing field hockey in 7th grade. She plans to attend college and major in nursing, biomedical sciences, and play field hockey at the club or intramural level. Olivia is a member of the American Red Cross and Connect Club. Her favorite memories are the rocket kick line before games junior year, Sienna's aggressive celebrations after the corner before halftime at Ridge, and freshman year team and season as a whole. She was also met by her proud parents, Kathy and Chris. Next up, number 73, Isabella Rothel. Isabella began playing field hockey in 7th grade. She intends to go to college to major in biology and art. At her school, she plans to continue with track and field. Isabella does winter and spring track. Her favorite team memory is FAM games at the end of the season. She is also met by her proud parents, Kate and Bill. Once again, congratulations, Isabel Rothel. Finally, number 2, Jocelyn Sponzo. Jocelyn began playing field hockey in 9th grade. She will be attending Wagner College to play Division I lacrosse. Jocelyn plays lacrosse in the spring for Hunterdon Central and is a member of the National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, Rho Kappa, Social Studies National Honor Society, the Red Cross Club, and Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Her favorite team memory is beating Pingree last year to win the conference. Jocelyn is also met by her proud parents, Jennifer and Kevin Sponzo. Once again, congratulations to our 2024-2025 senior class.
And welcome to a special edition of Hunterdon Central Television. This evening we have Hunterdon Central Lady Red Devils competing in field hockey against the Watchung Hills Lady Warriors. Tonight is a very special edition. As you can see on the scoreboard, we have senior night for Hunterdon Central as we honored several seniors on this squad tonight. It's definitely a very special night for these ladies. Now we do have a special guest for tonight's my co-host, Zach, known as Best Life 500 on Instagram. You probably see him at games just chatting it up with the players and just being such a beacon of light for Hunterdon Central sports. Zach, welcome to your first ever field hockey broadcast. How do you feel?
I feel fantastic knowing that I get to do this for the first time. So,
Yeah.
feels great.
Absolutely. And it's definitely a new sport for you. I feel like it's definitely a new sport for you, so I'm excited for you to see what field hockey is like, commentating a game. This is also Hunterdon Central is currently playing against Watchung Hills. In previous years, we have beat them in our last 5 meetings, but this Watchung Hills team is extremely good. They're, I believe, 10-4 on the season. This year's not been the season we want out of our Hunterdon Central Lady Red Devils this season. But, hey, we still love our girls. They do amazing things for us as a school. They represent everyone here at Hunterdon Central well, so that's something we always love to see. As our girls are taking on the field, what do you hope to see from Hunterdon Central tonight, Zach?
What I'm hoping to see here is a win on senior night. You know, something that they can walk off the field with something good. And you know, I mean, they're already feeling proud, you know, because it's senior night, but, you know, but of course that would be great to have the opportunity for them to walk off the field here with a win tonight too.
Absolutely, and it's definitely going to be amazing to win on senior night, but it might hurt if we lose on senior night. So let's hope the game goes in our favor, and Watchung Hills is right on the money and have possession. But Jocelyn Sponzo, senior attending Wagner for college lacrosse, just intercepted that pass, but she's getting heavily dueled by Watchung Hills, but she does win possession.
Yeah, so Sponzo will be going to Wagner for college, and that's really exciting because Wagner is one of my favorite teams in sports.
Really?
So that's actually really exciting that she gets to have that opportunity once her school year is over. So I'm really proud of her and really excited for her.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very difficult to go Division I in any sport, and her having
Absolutely.
the opportunity to go Division I is quite impressive. We see Sienna DePaulo, who is one of the senior defensemen for this squad. She's a cornerstone player for this defense in previous streams. I don't know if you've watched past games for sure.
I have.
She's definitely one of the cornerstones. And I really love her play. She's very gritty. She's very aggressive, which is something we love to see. And we see Celino Edo, another college commit. She's going to be playing at Bowdoin. She's going to be playing for the Polar Bears up in Maine.
And I went to Maine, actually, for a vacation, and I know what it's like up in Maine. It is a beautiful area. My good grief.
Absolutely. It is gorgeous up there. Definitely a little too cold for my liking, but I'm glad that she found a place that feels like home. She's definitely going to get a good education there. It's one of the top liberal arts schools in the nation, so it's definitely a great...
I still recommend it for everybody to go on vacation at least, you know. It's a great place, but a small correction: Watchung is 10-6, not 10-4.
Yeah.
So for one thing about Central, I'll start with Central. Obviously, this is our school, so I'll start with them first. I would really like to see some dominance, so maybe we can hopefully see that today, because it has been a struggle season, but it would be nice to see them at least, you know, score some goals today, get a win.
Absolutely. Currently, Watchung Hills is going to pass it back, and they're going to have a bit of a passing-go situation. Isabel Duran is trying to get that ball back for Hunter Central with the assist of Maggie Scally. Maggie Scally is one of our leading scorers this year. She has, I believe, 12 points this season, 13. I stand corrected. She has 13 points on the season. She's definitely one of our key contributors to the squad. Hunterdon Central does end up on the defensive end of a short corner, which will be taken by Watchung Hills. So currently, they're just planning out their course of action and attack. Hunterdon Central has been pretty good in recent times on short corner attempts. So let's see what Hunterdon Central can do.
Yeah, let's definitely see what they can do here. And so they're on the defensive possession right now at the moment.
Yep. And number 3, May Higgins, is going to shoot it. And that shot goes wide. Hunterdon Central has a sigh of relief as that goal did not even go in the net, nor even near it.
I would say that was not even close.
Yeah, it was not. Good defense by Hunterdon Central, making to apply pressure and making her throw that shot too early. Hunterdon Central has a drive up the field. That will be number 16, Madison Rayer. Watchung Hills get that back, but Maggie Scally intercepts that pass. Maggie Scally is going to be attending Monmouth for lacrosse. She's going to be playing the MAAC, the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. She's going to definitely love being near the beach most of the year.
And I will definitely be going out there to see her play lacrosse, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's one of my favorite sports.
Absolutely, and you're also going to probably go out to Wagner and see Jossie, Maya, and a couple other girls play.
Oh, yeah, definitely for sure. I try to do the traveling if I can.
Selena Edo is playing great defense against Watchung Hills. Got a great winning in the duel. She does retain possession, but Sponzo will hit it from the 50-yard line. A whistle was blown. I believe number 9 is getting off the field due to a penalty, I believe.
It is a penalty.
Yep, she's going to be playing, Watchung Hills is going to be playing a man down. I think there's going to be a 2-minute power play for the Hunterdon Central Lady Red Devils. So this is a great opportunity as they have an extra man on the field, which is something you would love to see for Hunterdon Central. So they added 12 seconds of time, and we're going to have Jossie lift it into midfield.
And it goes back the other way. It's going to be watch on possession.
Yeah.
You can't lift it in the air that high.
They
will call it every time.
It's a dangerous lift, especially with a hard ball, such as a field hockey ball. It's definitely harder than a lacrosse ball. You don't want to mess with it.
Yeah, and speaking of that, we have had one player get injured. I think it was last year. One of the players got injured on field hockey.
Yes. We also have an injury this year.
Well, we got quite a few, actually. We have like 4 or 5 this year.
But specifically with the ball, Sophia Stefanik has a broken wrist because of a field hockey ball hitting her wrist too hard. So it's a little sad, but she has her senior season to play. So that's something exciting to see. I can't wait to see her senior season. Yep.
The one of our goalies is actually out also.
Yeah.
I'll get into something very interesting about Cassie Stallwood later in this broadcast that a lot of people are going to enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. And Hunterdon Central did have a great opportunity on the short corner, but Watchung Hills did foil it. But a lot of great defense from both sides. I think Hunterdon Central is definitely going to play a little bit more pride in them as it's senior night, and you definitely want to win on your senior night. It's going to sting if you don't. And Sponzo still retains possession for the Red Devils. She's going to start it from about the 10-yard line.
Oof, man. So that's a whiff. They would call that a whiff. Because it means that you lift your stick, but you don't even make contact with the ball. So that's a whiff.
She fanned on it.
Yep, absolutely.
And Watchung sends it the other way.
And that is great hustle.
Absolutely.
But you wish that it would be on the central side. But hey, great hustle is great hustle.
Absolutely. And Nicola Johnstone checks back in the game after serving her 2-minute penalty. And good defense from the Central Red Devils, just avoiding any goal opportunity right there. But they will be on the defensive side of a short corner. This is the second short corner Hunterdon Central has let up. And in previous games, Zach, we've let up many short corners, which is something you do not want to do in field hockey.
Absolutely. Yup. And from my experience being at these field hockey games, you're absolutely right. And I have seen a lot being given up, which is something that we're hoping that will not happen.
Yeah, especially right now. We're not doing so hot this season, but luckily it's been foiled somewhat. We have to just get out of our own zone. Whistle was blown. Scally will have the ball for the Hunterdon Central Red Devils from the 15. She lifts it, and it's still back. It's back with Watchung Hills. You just can't lift it at all. This isn't college, where lifting is quite acceptable. And a goal for the Watchung Hills Warriors, and I'm unsure who scored it. Looks like maybe number, if I can see it. Looks like number 4.
And that's a goal for Watchung Warriors. Watchung takes 1-0 lead.
Unsure who scored it. I think that's number 4 or number 6. That's either Olivia Reisler or Kelsey Unchester, who scored that for the Watchung Hills Warriors.
I'm pretty sure it was Kelsey
Unchester.
Yep, pretty sure. 99% sure.
And another dangerous lift by Hunterdon Central. But they lifted out of bounds, so it's not too bad. They're gonna pass it up the field, but Watchung Hills intercepted that really well. Isla Holland playing some gritty defense, passing it up to Sponzo, but that pass got intercepted by number 12, which is Caitlin Johnstone. DePaulo playing gritty defense as well. And it's another short corner attempt for the Watchung Hills Warriors, as Hunterdon Central had a pretty dangerous play in the crease, with them trailing 1-0 in the remaining 5:30 in this quarter. What do you want to see from Hunterdon Central, Zach?
I mean, honestly, right now, we just need to make stops. If we don't make stops, we're just getting, damaged all day long in this game.
Absolutely, and Cassie made a stop. She's currently wearing the number 122 in a pink out jersey.
Yep, there's a pink jersey for a goalie, and there's also an orange jersey as well.
Yeah.
There might be some people that may not know that, but there are different colors for the goalies.
Yeah, it just makes them stand out as players. And she's wearing pink for the pink out. For the pink out of last week, unfortunately, we did take a pretty brutal loss last week, which isn't something you would want to see from your team, but this year's just not been our year, and sometimes that happens.
It definitely does happen. Not something that you want to wish upon happening. But it does happen.
Yeah, it does happen, which is quite unfortunate, but I love this team. I've watched them play last year. I took up this job of learning field hockey. I quite enjoy this sport. It's kind of been one of the things I'm kind of known for in the fall, just field hockey and sometimes football sideline and some soccer occasionally. But I've taken a great liking to field hockey as a whole. It's just a very interesting and complex sport. And fun fact, I don't know if you know this, but one of our VPs is a field hockey referee in the NCAA level. And he's currently in South Africa for the men's world field hockey champion. Did you know that, Zach?
Wow, that is some big information, and I didn't even know about this. Wow, I'm so glad that I got to learn that. I didn't even know.
Yeah, Mr. Estrada, our sophomore vice principal, is currently away in South Africa officiating men's field hockey in the 45-year-old division, and there's also an 80-year-old division in this tournament. I still can't believe 80-year-olds play field hockey at this age.
Well, I mean, if you have the body for it, you definitely should be able to play. I don't see why not.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cassie Stallwood has made some great stops in recent times. However, we've given up another short corner. But Cassie did a great job stepping in for Isabella Rothel, who has suffered an injury this year. which caught her senior season very short, which is quite unfortunate. However, there's a good next man up mentality here. Cassie took on the role of being a good goalie for this team, a serviceable one at least, which is something Hunterdon Central needs.
Absolutely, and it ties to what I said earlier about later on in this broadcast. I was going to talk about that. So a big part of this season, when it came to injuries, our goalie got injured, and there's a story about a fantastic player, a 16-year-old, steps up and takes the goalie position. And it really surprised me at first. I did not see this coming. But the way that she steps up for the team, and it's fantastic.
It is. It truly is. And it's definitely difficult to adjust to a new position as if you were a scorer and now you have to be a defender, which is something that you have to learn how to get reacquainted to and accustomed to, which I think is a great job that Cassie is doing despite the circumstances that we're in. And I highly commend her for her bravery and her actions as doing the next man up mentality.
She's been doing a fantastic job also as part of the story of being able to, at her young age, to just develop more. But not only that, she has taken a bigger responsibility and has done quite well with it. For the for how quickly she had to get ready to step up for a position like that as a goalie.
Absolutely, and Watchung Hills ripped a shot way wide, and Holland's going to bring it up the field to Sponzo. Sponzo's currently dancing with the stick, and she does retain possession. Tries to pass it up to Rayer, but that pass was immediately blocked by Watchung Hills.
And then we get it back.
Yes, absolutely. Maggie Scally last year was one of the reasons why we had a pretty good season last year. She's an aggressive play driver who likes to get back in possession. So it's someone you should keep an eye out for Hunterdon Central.
She stepped up big time last year. She's been stepping up big time this year. She has been having a lot of great hustle this year.
Absolutely. And the first quarter has elapsed. We're going to take a small break. Currently the score is 1-0 Watchung Hills. We'll see you guys in a few. And welcome back. We are still in the little half quarter break right now. We had trivia. I unfortunately went 0 for 1. I'm usually pretty decent with field hockey, but tonight was not my day. I guessed Erin Matson. Erin Matson actually, right after she graduated, she became the head coach of the UNC program. UNC has been a juggernaut in field hockey. The ACC is also a very talented division as a whole. There's juggernauts like Virginia, NC State, UNC, Duke. There's a lot of good programs down south. And actually, I don't know if you know this, but Taryn Kachuk, which is Brady and Matthew Kachuk's sister, plays field hockey at UVA.
Yes, that is correct. But talking about UNC,
yes,
they got a win a couple days ago.
Ooh,
they are a very tough team. Very tough.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a tough team, but if you guessed A, Marina Giacomo, you are correct, and I was incorrect. I'm usually pretty correct on my trivia, but I'm not on my A game today, but that's okay. It's currently 14:49. The second quarter has started. Whistle was blown. Central has possession, and Scally will start it from the 50-yard line. There's a bit of a defensive struggle I think as Caitlin Paul has checked in, I believe, for the Hunterdon Central Red Devils. She's a junior for this squad, and she's a key player for this team as well. She's just been a great all-around player, and I'm super excited to see what she can contribute to this team as a senior. Caitlin Paul, I think, has 2 points. I think she scored a goal this year, so super exciting to see that for her. And so, Zach, tell us what you hope to see in the next 14 minutes before halftime.
Well, I'd say we need a goal right now, desperately. Now, not saying to rush anything, but I am saying we do desperately need a goal, especially against a team like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had a great opportunity by Sponzo. Just her pass or her shot just went really wide. Sponzo has been another key contributor. She's really athletic as a player. She plays field hockey in the fall, plays lacrosse in the spring, as I highlighted earlier. She will be attending Wagner, and you're a big Wagner Seahawks fan, so it's super exciting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
I don't know if you know this, but one of our softball players, Zoe Totaro, is committed to Wagner as well. So you have another player to look out for on the softball diamond.
Yeah, it's, there's a lot of sports out there with a lot of guys and girls going on to colleges playing for D1, D2, D3. And I'll be completely honest, even to just get into those is still impressive to me.
Absolutely. There's also the NAIA, which we cannot forget about them. They're also a really good athletic program. I only know really one school well, Loyola University of New Orleans, which is actually next door to Tulane, which is pretty cool. So you can find friends in university next door.
So, fun fact, if you didn't know, those two are rivals and they hate each other.
Tulane and Loyola? They don't play against each other. How come they're rivals?
Because they're right next to each other.
Oh.
Yep, and they hate each other. They absolutely hate each other. I bet you didn't know about that, did you?
Yeah, they usually are just very sharing and caring with all the resources they have at both campuses, but I guess not. But that's pretty interesting fact. Thank you. And we foiled a short corner attempt for the Watchung Hills Warriors, but they are able to have an offensive drive around the 30-yard line, but Celino Edo foiled it. She heads up the field. She tried to reach Scally, but Watchung Hills just ended up foiling that.
So these long passes have to be tweaked to the right amount.
Yes.
Down the field by yardage, and you can't be overshooting these passes. You do that all day long, the other team's going to have more opportunities. It's something they're going to have to tweak.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been noticing that in my past broadcasts on this team. They've been just having difficulties with passing and finishing, and it's been really heartbreaking to see. Like, this team is really good on paper. They have so many different college commits in different sports and field hockey as a whole, but something just not clicking this year, and it's just really heartbreaking. Scally heads up the field. She's heavily guarded. Sponzo heads up the field. She has Celino Edo to her left. She's currently going to try and weigh out her options. She tries making a move. It kind of works. And Sponzo does retain possession for the Hunterdon Central Red Devils, and she's going to give it to her teammate, Isla Holland. Isla Holland was a National Merit Scholarship finalist, one of them. She's been rewarded with several different accolades academically, so we love seeing our student athletes doing well on the field and in the classroom. How do I know this? Hunterdon Central website. Great resource. Watchung Hills has created great defensive chances for themselves. As you can see, Zach, a team that is 10-6 has to be good defensively.
And they are really good defensively, which is something that we need.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just been frustrating for fans and just the team for themselves, obviously. It's been difficult with the amount of injuries and the scope of injuries we had this year. And injuries just either allow a team to become better, or an injury can just foil a team's success. And a lot of these injuries have just been very hard on this team.
So that was off a body, and it's going to be the other way.
Yeah. So in field hockey, for viewers who do not know, you can only use one side of the stick, which is the flat end of the stick. You cannot use the rounded end of the stick, which makes it very difficult to control the ball, to say the least. And it cannot go off your feet or anywhere, or else it is a turnover.
Hard slam pass, Watchung in possession, and it continues to be their possession.
Yeah, I think it went off of Isla Holland's stick last. And it's very similar to soccer. Whoever last touches it and gets it out loses possession. Watchung Hills is going to start it from approximately the 25-yard line. They're going to drive it up the field. Great defense from Sponzo and Edo. And Scally is going to bring it up the field. And has a lot of green in front of her. There's two defensemen in front of her. Sponzo to her left.
Oh, great pass.
Absolutely. Sponzo heads up the field.
Oh, my goodness. She keeps on going.
And unfortunately, it did not go into the goal. It went wide, but we have been given a short corner opportunity. This is, I think, the second one of the night been awarded to the Red Devils, which is something that we all love to see as a team, and as our broadcast is very Central dominant with our fan base.
Chance to tie the game here. Let's see if it happens here. It would be great to tie this game up right now.
Scally.
Good pass.
So I think
and another good pass, and wide.
Just goes wide. It was at the goal line. Someone was there, but it just wasn't. It was too quickly away from their stick. And a bit of a sigh of relief for Watchung Hills as well, but it's definitely not a sigh of relief for Hunterdon Central as they are down a goal. Cafaro.
Oh, that's great defensive stop. Just like I talked about that story earlier, Cassie with a great stop.
Absolutely, and Scally passes up to Sponzo.
Oh, my.
Edo with a ton of green on an odd man rush. She dekes on by.
Celino
awarded Hunterdon Central with another short corner opportunity. Can Hunterdon Central connect and convert on this one? So, Zach, give us your thoughts on this team. Give us your thoughts about this game so far.
I think my thoughts are going to be depending on what's about to happen here. Let's see if we can get this goal.
Watchung Hills did foil that opportunity, and Scally tries to bring the ball down, and she gives Hunterdon Central, I think, an opportunity to have possession, which is very crucial as of right now. We are down a goal, 6 minutes, 14 in the half. And I think Hunterdon Central might be able to get a chance at a free shot.
They're setting up with that equipment again for another corner.
Oh, it's a corner, not a free shot, it's a corner.
And
Scally passes up to Sponzo.
Oh, my. Is it in? No.
It's not. It was bounced off the blockers of the goalie.
Yep. So it doesn't go in, but we were so close.
Yeah, we were. It's just we've been struggling with finishing as a team. And that's what's killing us, our finishing and our passes. And Holland will begin from approximately the 10-yard line. So what do you want to contribute, as I was saying?
Well, like I told you, it was going to depend on what happened on that one play, and we just weren't able to get it. So therefore, my thoughts would be is we need to earn more corners, giving us more chances to score. And if we can't do that, we at least need to show that, for them to show that they can at least defend.
Absolutely.
Because if they can't defend, then all day long, Watchung is going to score. And that's something that Central fans do not want in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And even from our broadcasting booth, we have to stay neutral as broadcasters, but our stream is definitely geared towards Hunterdon Central fans. So as a Hunterdon Central fan as a whole, you definitely want your team to win.
Sponso on the hustle, just not able to get enough of a touch, but
and Holland will bring it in for the Red Devils from approximately the 25-yard line. Passes it back to, I believe, number 18 or 19 on this squad. To Avery, no, it's 18, which is Leah Childs. And we've been awarded, I believe, another short corner opportunity. The Watchung Hills Warriors are heading into the net. I had a bit of a word play I used to use, but I no longer use it. But Sponzo will start it off for the squad.
So here we go, another corner.
Scally.
We keep on getting stopped on these corners. We get the opportunities, and then we can't cash in.
I think we've been awarded another opportunity as the girls are heading back into the net. And Hunterdon Central has been given time and time again to just tie up this game, but they're not taking these opportunities.
This is chance number 4 right here already.
Scally fans
what
on
a
it.
whiff.
And the sigh of relief for the Watchung Hills Warriors as they get themselves out of the jam with the short corners after short corner after short corners. And Watchung Hills heads up midfield, making a great offensive drive, but what a stop by Leah Childs. Bring it up the field. That pass meant for Sponzo just went a little too far. Edo trying to get on the recovery, and she does. Edo heads up the field.
Still in.
She's getting tightly guarded in the sides of the field, which has definitely been an issue with Hunterdon Central. You need to get yourself into the slot and into the greasy areas. But Watchung Hills has just been limiting us from those greasy areas and from scoring.
Yeah. So that was from the 21-yard line, and then it went out of bounds. But Central with another corner, and this is the 5th one in the last roughly
4 minutes.
5 now. Okay, chance number 5. Nope.
No good.
Stolen by Watchung.
Leah Childs is chasing after the ball, and she was successful. Lifts it out of harm's way. And Sponzo gets on it. Sponzo tries to make a move. The move was really successful.
Oh, my.
It looks like Duran tries to get it with Scally's help, but unfortunately it hit the wrong end of the stick. And Watchung is back on possession. Defense from DePaulo and Childs has just been pretty good so far. They've been a good defensive duo with Caparo.
And it hits a foot. It's going back the other way.
Good defense from DePaulo causing that rift in play. But that pass for Holland just goes a little too wide. And Watchung Hills gets back on it. And it hits DePaulo in the back. That is not a fun ball to get hit by.
That was from the 30-yard line for the hit, but then it goes over the blue line. The last touch was by 1-3 on Watchung.
Yeah.
Now Sponzo passes it in. Wow. Can't believe what I'm seeing here. Oh, it's a great stop, though.
It almost went 5-hole, but that was a great stop by the Watchung Hills goalie. With only 30 seconds remaining, we saw some offensive promise by Hunterdon Central. Oh, that's a great shot opportunity was done by Maggie Scally. And it looks like another short corner has been awarded to the Red Devils with the 16 seconds remaining.
And that's the 6-1 in the last 6 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a lot. That's a lot in 6 minutes.
I've seen a lot more.
Okay.
So it's definitely something good to see, some offensive promise. But unfortunately, that short corner attempt was foiled as the buzzer has buzzed. We still trail 1-0. We'll see you guys after halftime. Welcome to some second half action after your small halftime break. So Hunterdon Central currently still trails 1-0 after the first half to Watchung Hills. So as you guys saw in the halftime show, we watched some really good field hockey highlights, especially from the UNC team coached by a young rookie head coach of Aaron Matson. So, what are you most excited for out of this half, Zach?
Second half, hopefully we could tie this game up. Really, honestly, is the one thing I'm kind of focused on, hoping to see on the field from up here.
Absolutely. And for people who just dropped by, Hunterdon Central are in their blacks. Watchung Hills are in their whites.
Yeah, the numbers for Watchung are yellow this time around.
Yes. So Hunterdon Central is currently making a good offensive drive in the midfield. That got a tad foiled. And a bit of a tripping duel. Hunterdon Central does have possession. Hunterdon Central brings it up. It's quite difficult to see from up here who has it.
Hunterdon Central is fighting for it. Still has it. Trying to get it inside the box.
There were some good opportunities there by Hunterdon Central, but they just couldn't really connect. But let's see who has possession. Looks like Watchung Hills has possession. Watchung Hills hits it. A little bit of a dangerous lift, and DePaulo will pass it up to her teammate, Paul. Actually, not Paul. I think it's probably Childs is going to start it. So Hunterdon Central tries to create a play, and it's looking very difficult. And Hunterdon Central has been awarded a short corner, first one in the half. So
7th in the last, seventh so far.
Yeah, it's crazy, but we have not connected yet on a short corner. And Scally's getting in position. All the girls are getting in position. I think Sponzo is going to be the one hitting it in. She passed it to, I think that is...
A lot of pressure from Watchung. Right in the box. Oh, my goodness.
That was a save by Watchung Hills, but I believe another short corner has been awarded to the Red Devils even after that short corner attempt was foiled.
And that's the 8th one rewarded to Hunterdon Central, which my question is, has Watchung even been rewarded with a corner?
They have in the past.
If anything in this game, I think they've only been rewarded one time, and Central's already been rewarded 8 times in both halves.
Yeah, Watchung Hills have had short corners earlier in the game. They were dominating the short corners early on, but just the Red Devils have been receiving consistent short corners in the past two halves, really. 2 quarters, not 2 halves. This was already the second half. But they've been receiving tons of opportunities, and another whistle was blown. Watchung Hills gets a bit of a sigh of relief. The Warriors are able to drive it out of their own defensive zone. And they're going to start it from approximately the 15-yard line. They get a good pass up the midfield, but that pass was just blocked by Holland. Holland is in many different honor societies. She's going to try and go into civil engineering, which is something really cool. That is an amazing thing for the future, as a lot of people rely on civil engineers. So it's super exciting to see.
You mentioned the name of another school a couple minutes ago, Warren Hills. To tell everybody, basically we did face Warren Hills earlier in the season and did not win in that game. But there were still some good things that I saw from down below. I was not in the press box for that game.
What did you notice from your perspective compared to our perspective in the box? What did you notice that we couldn't see?
So what I saw from down below back in the Warren Hills game is that Central did not get it barely got any corners. This game, from inside the press box, I have seen more corners than I can even count at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's definitely something that it's an improvement. Hunter Central has been doing well at drawing penalties to get short corner opportunities, which is important if you are a Hunter Central team that needs to get something going. They've been having great opportunities, but their finishing has just been off. And they've just been double teamed by Watchung Hills. I keep saying Warren. But Watchung Hills has been really well on their defensive skills. And something I would like to highlight is I just enjoy this team a lot. They're just great people on and off the field, so it's going to be sad as this is one of the last games to be broadcasted on HCTV, or it is the last. So I'm definitely going to miss this team, but you'll see them in other sports. I mean, you'll see Maggie, you'll see Caitlin, you'll see a lot of girls playing lacrosse, Cassie in softball. So there's a lot in basketball. A lot of these girls do participate in basketball. There's something you'll be able to see and catch up on. And we've been awarded another short corner.
That's the 9th one. If you did miss some of our HC TV live broadcasts, you could go on the YouTube channel for Hunterdon Central and watch them.
Absolutely, and there's a channel for the archives and there's a channel for recent streams. The archives one I think has a green profile picture, and the non-archives one, which is the recent streams, have a red profile picture. So just so you're not confused while browsing. And a goal has been scored by the Watchung Hills Warriors. I'm unsure who scored as there's so much going on. I'm going to assume the girl who's running ahead of the pack has scored the goal. As I pull up my notes, if I can see a roster number, I will be able to announce that out. I'm going to say it's probably one of the defenders. I'm unsure who scored, but Watchung Hills gets themselves on the board 2-0 against Watchung Hills. It's been demoralizing after being given so many opportunities to tie up the game. We just couldn't connect, and now we let up a goal. How do you feel about that, Zach?
Well, I'm losing my mind, but maintaining it.
Yeah, it's definitely a very sad thing to see. We're trying to connect on so many opportunities been given, but it's just been really difficult. They've just been really good at blocking, passing, and finishing opportunities. And we had another one. Durand could have finished that, but Watchung Hills has been very pesky. They've been very
aggressive.
Yeah, and defensively responsible, which you need a defensively responsible team in field hockey. And I don't know if you know this, but a 2-goal deficit is a large mountain to climb. I mean, think about it. It's like Mount Kilimanjaro right now for them to climb. I'm not saying Everest. I'm saying Kilimanjaro, which is a much smaller mountain in South Africa.
I don't know. I feel like if we're down by 2, and this is from my perspective, we don't need to get all this dramatic. But if we were down by 6 right now, I would say absolutely go right at it. But we're only down by 2, so.
Yeah, I get that. But I've seen previous games before, and I'm telling you, it's a literal big mountain to climb for us as a team. We've just been very poor on our passing and finishing as a team. We got clean sheeted shut out, really, by, I think, Warren Hills last week. So it was just a very difficult sight to see. But we're currently adding time, about 25 seconds. Hunter Central's going to get some offensive opportunity. Into the slot. But that was turned over. And Watchung Hills is going to head up the field, but Hunterdon Central with the interception. Good offensive drive up into the box, but Maggie Scallett loses it. Caitlin Paul trying to get back. Whistle was blown. A slash was called.
So those are the pesky calls you don't want to get.
Yeah, no one really wants to get a call, and a slashing call is not a call you want as you lose possession.
Absolutely not.
It hit the foot off of a Watchung Hills player, and Hunterdon Central retains possession. Scally rings one, hits the blocker, but it's another great opportunity for the Red Devils. And the 10th short corner of the game awarded to the Red Devils.
Well, and I would like to see the miracle happen here, but I'm not going to jinx it because I've already jinxed one on one of the broadcasts already this year. So
yeah, the announcer's curse is real, to say the least.
Oh, come on now.
This is a good opportunity. Whistle was blown. I think another slashing call was called against Central.
And that's the second one in the last 45 seconds, and that is never good.
Yeah, you really do not want a slashing call. It's just an unfortunate timing. Hunterdon Central had a great opportunity in the box to try and connect, but those slashing calls are pretty demoralizing. Watchung Hills heads up the field, dancing around the 20, heads around the 30. Getting tightly guarded by a couple Central defenders. Looks like Geoffrey is doing a great job as a defender with the help of Maggie Scally, too. So this team has a lot of good defensive cornerstones. And as I've noticed in previous broadcasting, finishing and passing has been our main weaknesses this whole entire season. Anything you would like to contribute, Zach, to?
Yeah, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go back to something that was mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Anytime Central's got a chance to score, they cannot capitalize.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, in my opinion, and while I am not trying to be beating on a dead horse here.
Yeah.
But it is true. There is a lot of truth to this. It has been a struggle all year long, and some of it is unfairness, and some of it is an actual real struggle.
Yeah.
Which majority of it is a real struggle.
Yeah, and this year it's just been a little rough on us. We've moved up a division after winning the previous division title in our old division. So it's definitely been a lot difficult on us as a team.
And then they moved them up to a very difficult schedule, which I was very shocked when I found out after the first scrimmage and only scrimmage for this season, and then I found out that they had a tougher schedule from one of the coaches, and I was like, what? Holy mackerel. We'll just have to wait and see how this season goes. And then, yeah, we kind of already figured out it's been the same way for all the games, but we still got enough time that they can at least give one goal still.
At least a goal or two, hopefully, but we don't want to have too much wishful thinking here. And as you were saying, you don't want to beat on a dead horse, and this division has definitely been challenging on Hunterdon Central. We've got the opportunity to move up and play against challenging opponents in field hockey, and it shows how difficult this division is, where we came into it slightly unprepared. Maybe we had another season in our previous division, I feel like we would have more preparedness as a team. But I also want to add on, is just we also have injuries been riddling us as a team. So it's definitely been a challenging year for sure for this team that's gone through so much adversity. And unfortunately, the field hockey gods were not on their side.
So I'm going to do a quick injury comparison here. between the two teams.
Mm-hmm.
Watchung Hills has none, and Central has at least 3, if not 4, and that's a lot
Yeah.
compared to 0.
Exactly. It's very difficult to have your key cornerstones be injured, such as Stefanik, Rothel, and I'm not sure who the other 2 are who were injured. But injuries are just not pleasant for any team, and it's just very unavoidable, really. And there's 63 seconds remaining in the quarter. 1 goal has been allowed by Hunterdon Central. It is currently 2-0 right now. For those who are just recently tuned in, Hunterdon Central has the opportunity to get a good drive in the last minute of the game. Sponzo currently in a bit of a defensive duel with Watchung Hills. Whistle was blown.
And surprisingly on that duel, we're going to get possession.
I wouldn't say it's surprising. We've gotten back on duels several times. It's just the inability to capitalize when we have the chances to. It's just been our struggle. And I feel like going on next year, coach is going to definitely focus on passing and finding your man and defending well. Because this year has definitely been a rough year for this team and a very uncharacteristic year for this squad, as we're typically been known as a field hockey powerhouse in years of our history as a high school. So the third quarter has just concluded. We'll see you guys later for some fourth quarter action, and stay tuned for some trivia, which I will reveal the answer to when the time comes. If you guessed D on trivia and you said Karen Shelton, like me, you are correct. Now, I went 1 for 2, and I'm going to hand it over to Zach to get us back into the fourth quarter.
All right. So we are just about starting here with the fourth quarter. I'm Zach along with Mariah. And it's been a struggle in the first 3 quarters. Hopefully, by the grace of God, we're going to get a miracle here in the fourth quarter.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed here, fans. So I'm excited for the rest of this game. How about you?
Yeah, me too. I just hope the field hockey gods give us the ability to play well in this fourth quarter. We've definitely been struggling in the past few. So many opportunities been given. It's just we can't convert, and it's just been absolutely heartbreaking and demoralizing, to say the least. I don't know about how you feel.
I have many emotions. It's hard to say one emotion because I have many. 2-0 Watchung. 4:17 to go, and Hunterdon Central has 10 corners in this game, which is absolutely impressive, and they just have not been able to finish.
Yeah, and it's just been heartbreaking to not being able to finish those corners. So it's definitely heartbreaking and demoralizing, but hopefully we can outplay them. We had a great shot opportunity against Watchung Hills, but it went wide. And we are currently going to wait for the Watchung Hills Warriors to pass it up to one of their own. And they do. Watchung Hills is going to make a drive up the midfield after getting past Sponzo. And then the Hunterdon Central Red Devils are able to actually no. Watchung lifts it. Not so high where it's called, but they were able to lift it.
at about 13:10 left.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly 13 minutes.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a grind so far this game, hasn't it been, Zach?
I mean, I'm not complaining
Mm-hmm.
on certain things. I just wish, Central would have at least one goal in this game.
Yeah.
But they're doing whatever they can, and I think with all the information that they found out ahead of time about Watchung being as good as they are, we have to give Central a little bit of credit for tonight's game, because going up against a team that has only lost 6 games this season is pretty impressive, to say the least.
Absolutely. I do agree with your sentiment. That is definitely something you should keep an eye out for. When you're scouting teams, you need to make sure you're able to play up and not down. We've been playing up. We've done much better with our defense so far this game. Very limited goals have been let up. Unfortunately, our chances we've been given so many times, we just are unable to convert. And that's something I think Coach Sponzo is going to want to focus on during the next season, during summer training camp, just being able to get your passes to your man.
And 11:40 left, fourth quarter. So, Mariah, I talked a little bit earlier about the story about a young girl who stepped up for Hunterdon Central as a goalie. What did you think of that story?
I think it's impressive. I mean, stepping up as a goalie is definitely a very difficult job, and Cassie has took the job pretty well. Especially as a senior, you're playing a position that is very foreign to you. It's a foreign concept of you being a goalie. She's more known as being an attacker in field hockey. So it's definitely something that she's taken the reins, and she's been doing it pretty well. Now the Red Devils are on possession. Whistle was blown. Duran is able to keep it for the Red Devils.
10:45 left.
Yeah,
in this fourth quarter, as the clock continues to run. You start to get a little concerned, but not a lot, only because you're only down by 2, but you do have to try to move the ball downfield.
Yeah.
To have those offensive opportunities.
Yeah, and Duran is just a really academically and artistically smart student off the field. She's a part of several different clubs. She's a part of the teen ministry and Fellowship of Christian Athletes, which is really something really cool because I'm a Christian myself, so it's pretty cool seeing other people being so involved in their faith. I also really like her play style. She's very aggressive and gritty, and hopefully she'll go to college for business management.
Yeah, my brother is, I know a lot about it because of my brother. And he's, that's exactly what he's going for right now is business. And so I would know a lot about that. It's a tough thing in college to try to get, but, but I think, when and this is just in a general sense, you put hard work into something, things will happen.
Absolutely, and that's a good mindset to have. But when you put hard work and you put your faith in God or whoever you believe in, things will happen magically, and that's something important to think about. Hard work does pay off, and business is a very competitive major. A lot of people want to study business, so getting that opportunity is key. I think was that a goal?
No, it hit the side of the soccer net.
Yeah, so it hit the side of the field hockey net. And Watchung Hills has possession. Watchung Hills is getting themselves into the slot, and they get one past Stallwood. That was a really good shot, well placed. It was very difficult for Cassie to get. there was just a lot going on, but I do not know exactly who scored. There was just a lot going on right now in that goal situation that occurred. But Watchung Hills is up 3-0 on our Hunterdon Central Red Devils. How do you feel about that, Zach, and what do you hope Hunterdon Central does to respond?
I personally feel like I have to agree with our athletic director. Now we're getting to a point where 3 goals now, it's pushing it, and you have less time. You have less than 8 minutes to try to get a goal, and unfortunately, it's just kind of looking unpromising. But I'm not, again, goes back to me jinxing one of the games this year already as it is. So I'm hoping just to finish strong in this broadcast because I really do not want to jinx anything.
Yeah, absolutely. We all want to finish strong in a broadcast, and Hunterdon Central's now on the defensive end of a short corner. And a lot of these opportunities that Watchung Hills have been able to capitalize on are even strength goals and just normal goals without any assistance of a penalty or whatnot. And Hunterdon Central, they've been given so many opportunities to convert on these penalty chances, but simply just did not work, and the cards are not in their favor. Watchung Hills passes it. Good stop by Stallwood, but they still have the ball. And another stop by Stallwood, and that ball goes wide and out.
Not half bad for 2 in a row right there, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. But right now, the ball is currently in the slot, and Hunterdon Central gets a bit of a breath of fresh air and a sigh of relief after that short corner and slot situation they've experienced. So, right now, Hunterdon Central is going to head up the field with, I believe that is Duran. Duran is getting tightly guarded on the edge. Duran is trying to make a move. Duran passes it back, gets it back, and possession maintains with Central. Duran tries to pass up to Scally, but the Watchung Hill Warriors are able to get themselves back on possession. Scally tries to take possession, and a short corner, I believe, has been awarded to the Red Devils. Let's see if they can capitalize on it.
And that is corner number 11. They really have gotten a lot of opportunities in these corners. I can't believe they've actually gotten this many. But why am I surprised? I don't know, people. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And it's almost a dozen. It's 2 away from a baker's dozen and 1 away from a dozen.
And the whistle is blown dead.
And it's going to be a do-over? No. It is not a do-over. It is a do-over. So some of the girls have
a technical false start like they call it in football, but I don't know if that's really the actual term of what they call it.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but I think they've thought the short corner was over, but it was not. So play to the whistle, as many people says. And that was a good opportunity, just it went underneath one of our players. I think it went underneath spawn zone and just went out and wide. That was so close. We could have converted on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Under 5 minutes to play as this game winds down. Let me just say one quick thought here before anything goes on here. I honestly, there are certain things about this game that I'm really shocked about in how it's happened, and then there's some other things that I'm not shocked about that I've seen all season. I'm not going to get into specifics, but I know exactly what I'm seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I saw our field hockey team last year. We were a lot more of a dominant team as a whole. But we lost a lot of key seniors. We lost Kylie Hamer, who's currently at Colorado Boulder. We also had a D1 commit on our roster, Amanda Walker. She's currently having fun at Ryder, playing for the Ryder Bronx. We have another D1 commit in El Catanzarite who plays tennis for Ryder. So we have a lot of players going across the NCAA at the highest level. This shows the strength of our programs and the teams around us here in Hunterdon Central and just Hunterdon County as a whole.
Whoa, that is a big pass. Just not able to get that stick down.
Yeah, unfortunately that pass just went way too wide and high, but it would have been a great opportunity to get that seam pass down the goal line, but Watchung Hills has just been super solid on that defense. And currently it is 3 minutes and 11 seconds remaining. Time is running out, and Hunterdon Central is going to have to get a goal a minute if they're going to try and push this to overtime. But what do you want to see so far from Hunterdon Central as the time winds down?
I think they need to just kind of not allow Watchung to get any more goals at this point. Because you are at the point here where, okay, they've scored 3 goals here within both halves. And the thing is that the more, normally what they say is the more defense that you do on the field usually can help to stopping the ball. But today it has not gone exactly by the saying.
Yeah, there's a phrase called defense wins championships, but unfortunately, it's on the opposite end of the coin, but we're currently seeing if we need to add time to the game. Currently, the clock is stopped at 2:17. The ref has his hand up, or she. It's quite difficult from our perspective. And the clock still maintains 2:17. The Watchung Hills Warriors heading up the field, trying to create a drive, but Geoffrey with a good defensive positioning in the midfield. She passes it to Scally, our team leader in points with 13. Scally heads up the field, passes it up to, I believe, Duran. But
So close, but goes out of bounds at the 18-yard line.
yeah, Watchung Hills has been awarded with possession as Scally was the last one to touch it for the Red Devils. Edo intercepts that pass. She's getting tightly guarded by Watchung Hills. Passes it to Scally. Scally in the slot. Tries to create a play. Hunterdon Central does have possession. They're going to have a good starting point from the 18-yard line. DePaulo. Geoffrey had a great opportunity, unfortunately just bounces off the blocker of the goalie with only 1 minute and 11 seconds remaining.
Actually went off the pipe. I heard that clank. So anytime you hear a clank, then you know it went off the side.
Yeah, it's just really difficult from this angle.
Very frustrating, though, but, you just got to keep on playing.
Yeah, unfortunately, the hockey gods and the field hockey gods have just not been on our side. We've been given so many opportunities, but they just take it away from us on the last minute to convert, which has been utterly demoralizing and heartbreaking to see. Those are some of the words I've been repeating throughout this broadcast. Demoralizing and heartbreaking. A lot of rhetoric has been used today.
Yeah, so this one will be a heartbreaker, and as we wind down under 20 seconds, final thoughts from me real quick. I would say that Central just didn't have it their way today, but that's okay because, who knows what's going to happen next. Your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is that although we lost 3-0, I think we played a very good defensively game as we didn't let up more than 3. We given them a lot of shot opportunities, only let in 3 out of those many shot opportunities, which is something good you'd like to see from your team. But it's definitely not ideal. But
that's a wrap.
Yeah, it is. Final score 3-0, Watchung Hills, and we'll see you guys for some more potentially unified soccer action next week.